Hi, I'm Mike Zyda, and today's presentation is entitled COVID Memories 2020. And let me put up the slides so that you can follow along. And we're going to make sure share the sound, optimize for video sharing, share, and then we have to hit play. Good. All right, here we are. Oh, I want to put this up in the corner of the slide, way up there, which is where my picture should be. All right. Code Memories 2020, Mike Zyda. This is the 11th of March, 2025. I'm not going to stop because the date is one day earlier. And I love this picture. Zombies can't swim, so it has nothing to do with this talk, but I got this picture at the start of 2020. All right. So what's the purpose of this talk? The purpose of the talk is before we forget about COVID and how long it took to get out of it and all of the things we had to go through, I thought I would record this for those with a pandemic future. Maybe I am 70 years old, maybe 25 years from now, there'll be another pandemic. And I hope that YouTube still exists and this video is up there. So the outline is I'm going to show you some early signs of COVID and then the signs of COVID and the comics and the art of COVID and the things that happened quickly that changed our lives. How and when did we get out of being locked down in our buildings and homes? Just basically, these are things to let viewers of the future know about COVID memories. So early signs, 2020, one of the first things I was going to do in 2020 was go to CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. And then the week after that was going to be the first week of teaching at USC. So let's talk about that. 6th of January, you'll see the little white signs. I tried to date a lot of the slides here. Where did I get this picture? When did I get this picture? And I went through Apple Photos to find them all for the year 2020. And for those of you who are remembering the 6th of January 2020, CNN put out this alert. Mystery virus puts Asia on alert. An outbreak of what appears to be a new type of pneumonia has infected dozens of people in China. SARS has been rolled out. So what is it? And when I saw this, I thought, oh, SARS. I was in Hong Kong when SARS came out. I think it was 2003. And I didn't get sick. And they were checking everyone's temperature on the way in and on the way out of the country. So SARS. Well, early signs, CES was 7th through 10th of January 2020, right after that announcement. And it's a global conference. It has people from China. It has people from Japan. It has people from Europe and everywhere in the United States. And 171,268 attendees came to that event. And I went to CES with a startup I was advisor to. It was called Athanos. And we gave demos to many people in a hotel suite. But that was like the last day we were there. And all the days before that, we walked around the CES show to meet friends and meet people and walk, just see what was going on for the world in terms of consumer electronics. And walking the CES floor, I started seeing friends and we shook hands. And then I would notice they seemed sick. I thought it was just the flu, but I'd shake hands and back up a little bit, and I'd look at them, and they would be sweating, and their faces would be red, and I'm like, oh my God, I just shook the hands of a sick person, and this is before we all walked around carrying hand sanitizer in our pockets. So, just a thought. The next week after I got back from CES was the first day of classes at USC. My first day of class is 14th of January, 2020, which I think is a Tuesday. And on that first day of classes, I had 100 students in the class. All of the Chinese students came in with face masks on. I think my class was 80% Chinese. So when you see everyone coming with face masks, it's quite unexpected. Now, my previous experience was that in Asia, people wore masks when they were sick, not to prevent sickness. I had an office in Tokyo for 12 years, and you would occasionally see a person wearing a mask walking down the street, and that's because they had the flu or they had a cold and they didn't want to communicate it to others. But this was the invert. This time, everyone was wearing a face mask and they weren't sick. And I asked the students what is was happening, and no one responded other than to say their parents insisted they wear a mask. Their parents were back home in China, and they had this strange pneumonia-like, SARS-like virus going around, and they told them to protect themselves. Things that happen quickly. This is me on Zoom. I don't know. I listed myself as a Zoom warrior because I ended up having to teach classes on Zoom with like one weekend preparation. And Zoom was a complicated, worst user interface ever piece of software. And it got better, slightly better over time, but it's still a little bit funky. Here's some of the things that happened quickly. And this is about 20th of March, 2020. Businesses shut down and wouldn't let non-employees in. I know right before the shutdown, I mean, the big shutdown was they announced on the 20th of March 2020 that all teaching was going to go online. That was a Friday. And that week before school was going on, we were trying to visit businesses in San Francisco with the Thanos startup. And we got to one company, Gensler, and we signed in. And as we were leaving, they said, "You're the last people we're allowing in until COVID is over." And it was basically their employees could go in there, but non-employees could not visit them, which I don't know how long that lasted with them because the business of architects is to meet people and know them so that you can design the building for them. Face mask conversion, as I explained already, but used to be something you wore when you were sick, and now it became something you wore to avoid getting sick. Zoom, everyone started using Zoom or FaceTime to make calls. And I think right up until probably the 20th of March, 2020, if you ask somebody, "Hey, can we do a video call or a FaceTime call?" 99% of people said no. They didn't want to get dressed up and get their makeup just right so that you could do a call to them. So all teaching went online with Zoom, and that was announced, I think, on the Friday, the 20th of March, 2020 at USC. And I had to learn how to use Zoom over the weekend, and I had to struggle with it because of its horrible interface. All meetings went online. All of a sudden, even depositions, I would be doing depositions as an expert witness. They went from being in person to all of a sudden they were being done online. And or I had to go somewhere to an office where I did the deposition on Zoom to the other side, and they never got to see me in person, and I had to do it in an office somewhere with no one but myself. And people who could work from home stayed home, and in fact, the interesting thing about we all know about that is getting people to come back into the office is still an ever-present fight. It's still there today. A lot of that is people got used to being able to, husbands and wives got used to being able to stay home near their family and their children so they could take them to school in the morning and pick them up at the end of the day. And, schools always had this weird problem of ending at 3 p.m. while people were still going to work till 5 or 6 p.m. And so there's always been, if there's not a daycare after school, then it's way easier to do this if you are working from home. I know my son liked working from home because a lot of his team was in Amsterdam and New York City and other time zones, and he was in California. So all of those meetings happened first thing in the morning, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. in the morning, and that was way better for him than having to drive into an office to do the Zoom call to them after an hour fight in the commuting realm. Food delivery, grocery delivery grew enormously. I think before 20th of March 2020, if you actually got grocery delivery, you were a pretty amazing and unusual person. You must have broken legs or really old and can't get out or can't drive. And now during COVID, it was everybody did this. They didn't want to go into the grocery store. They were afraid to go to the grocery store. They were afraid to go anywhere. Food delivery. Instead of going to restaurants, all of a sudden people said, "You know what? I really love those barbecued chicken wings from DTLA BBQ, but I don't want to go sit and eat them in the restaurant. I'd rather eat them at home." And so you get them delivered. And that business grew enormously. So big that Uber created a part called Uber Eats to deliver food from restaurants to you. Hand sanitizer started appearing everywhere in public, but it couldn't be purchased anywhere. I remember in my building in downtown Los Angeles, a bottle of hand sanitizer was dropped in front of everybody's doors in the hallway. Toilet paper completely disappeared from stores. If you tried to order it online, the only thing you could get was commercial toilet paper, which turns out to be a little bit rougher than the regular kind that you buy, like Cottonelle or uh, other brands. All right, COVID images 2020. This next section is I went through my Photos app and looked for COVID related images from 2020, and I put them all in chronological order. Hand of Faith Nugget. During CES, I stayed at the Golden Nugget Hotel. This hotel is chosen by Peter Giocaris. And the last time I had been in this hotel was when I was 5 years old, and my parents showed me this Hand of Faith Nugget, and it was the largest nugget in the world. And I just thought it was so cool. And now I'm there, and this is 2020, 5 years ago, when I was 65 years old. All right. So think about COVID. Think about, staying 6 feet apart. And this is the McCarran International Airport as people are arriving to Consumer Electronics Show. And these are the lines, uh, to get into security at the airport. It's just completely crowded. If you walk around Las Vegas, I think my hotel was right next to the Fremont Experience enclosed quarter, which has these cool, graphics on the ceiling and all these funky shops. It's really a very old, it's like 1978 style. So it's kind of interesting and fun to go there. 6th of January 2020, this sign they've already shown you. And it says SARS has been ruled out, which, turns out that's not quite true. It's sort of the COVID variant of what SARS was. So I remember sitting at a bar, having a glass of wine, glass of water at Binion's, and touring around the Fremont Experience. And I love this guy. This guy was sitting there playing the drums. I thought that was cool. And this is that's funny because Fremont Experience is funky, but there are some fun parts here. One of the places I ended up going to is the Eight Queens Casino. Has a steakhouse in the basement, I think, or one floor down. And it was really awesome. It's really fantastic. You could get yourself a massive steak and that you couldn't possibly finish, but it was excellent. So a suggestion. Psychic reader, European psychic palms and tarot card reader open. And no, it's, if you go back and think about COVID, you would want to have stopped there and found out, yes, something awful is about to happen. And when you go to Consumer Electronics Show, it's crowded. There's 172,000 people here with you. And if a couple of them have COVID or anything or the flu, you're going to get sick. This is my friend Hans Lee. We are at CES. Hans was, I think, one of my son's best friends from preschool. And Hans today, I think, is at Apple in the Vision Pro group. And we were just meeting, and I used to advise his startup, MSense, ages ago. So it was fun to see him. And here's Vegas. It's beautiful on this trip. I took this from a balcony of a building. Oh, and this is one of my favorite restaurants, Heart Attack Grill. If you're over 350 pounds, you eat free, which is, weigh yourself to see if you can get free. Here I'm in my apartment in downtown Los Angeles, and this is what happened during COVID is all the gyms immediately closed, and so I couldn't go swimming, couldn't go do stair climbers, so I just walked up and down the hallways in my floor I lived in apartment 435, and I never hardly saw anyone in walking through the halls. And I took some of these pictures out the window because I like the moonrise out there. But you'll notice that the streets have nobody on them. You can hardly see anybody there. I think this is the Monterey Airport. And I was trying to go to the Monterey Airport in one of my trips. I lived in downtown Los Angeles, but I also still lived in Carmel by the sea. So typical for me was fly down Friday mornings back to Monterey Airport, Sunday afternoon back to LA. And this airport had nobody in it. In fact, the plane stopped running for a while. Here I am in the elevator in downtown, and I went walking around. This is St. Vincent's Court, and there's nobody there. You can see the Statue of Liberty on the left. Here is the Statue of Liberty. This is one of my favorite things in downtown, is this statue, and it gets defaced all the time, which is sad. And here I am again. Something's happening. We're locked indoors, and there's the sunrise. 24th of January, 2020, I'm at the Los Angeles airport trying to fly home to Carmel for a little bit. And this is posted, health alert, travelers from Wuhan, China. In Wuhan, don't visit animal markets. Don't touch animals, alive or dead. Don't handle animal products like uncooked meat. Don't be near sick people. Well, you don't have a choice for most of this, right? If you get sick in Wuhan or within 2 weeks after leaving, call a doctor and tell them you were in Wuhan. And don't travel while sick. And in fact, if you call a doctor and tell them you were in Wuhan on the 24th of January, 2020, they would just say, stay home for 5 days or longer. Or at that time, it might be 2 or 3 weeks. Watch for fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. And if you have that difficulty breathing, then think about coming in. But fever, cough, stay home. The airport's empty when I get there. It's pretty darn empty. People stopped traveling right away towards the end of January 2020. Oh yeah, mystery Oreo. Guess the flavor to win a chance to win $50,000. Mystery flavor cream. All right. 24 January 2020, coronavirus, Shanghai Disneyland to temporarily close as Chinese authorities work to contain the spread of virus. Downtown Los Angeles all of a sudden decides, oh, notice of major cleaning. We're going to clean away the homeless people from this corner, which is 6th and South Main, which actually is exactly where I live. And this is just one block in either direction, one block in the east and west directions, and one in north and south. And they're going to have trash trucks there and people with protection suits on to pick up the tents and get all the garbage out of there. And then the homeless people all move back like the next, after they go home for the workday. You can see this. We had massive tent and homeless encampment on South Main Street from probably 11th Street all the way up to Temple for several years. And during COVID, it was especially creepy because all of these encampments had rats, and rats, of course, transmit viruses that are carried by fleas and the rats. And we were all like petrified that the city wasn't doing much. Did it one time. You started seeing pictures like this in 28th of January, 2020. All of the flight attendants and pilots and crew of this airplane are wearing masks. They're wearing N95 masks. Oh, this is one of my favorite signs from the 29th of January, 2020. Reduce your risk of coronavirus infection. Clean hands with soap and water or alcohol-based rub. Cover nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing with tissue or flexed elbow. Like if you're going to sneeze and you don't have Kleenex, you're supposed to put your nose in your elbow like that. And, avoid close contact with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. Thoroughly cook meat and eggs. Sure, why not? And this last one is great. Avoid unprotected sex with live, wild, or farm animals. You probably should always do that, okay? There was a film shoot right next to the LA Athletic Club, and I have no idea what it was. All the lights are still there, although most of the crew is gone. And I think this was from gosh, one of those travel companies that tracks where I fly, tripit.com. And in 5 years, I had traveled 660,274 miles, enough to circle the world 26.5 times. So if you're traveling the world a lot during COVID times, you think about this. That's 1,138 days traveling in 5 years, 465 total trips, 14 countries visited, 73 cities. What's my carbon footprint? 542,000 tons of CO2. It's equivalent to powering 24,616 homes for 1 year. So, to reduce or offset CO2, you could fly economy. I am still on the same airplane, right? Why would that make any difference? Take direct flights. I always try it, but they don't always exist. Or a carpool. Take a car instead. Anyway, I thought this is funny. This came 30th January 2020. I was walking around downtown again, Chicas Tacos. You could see the people in there working, but there's nobody there. It's dead. If you look on the right-hand side, this is outside my apartment window down 6th Street. That used to be a massive tent encampment, and it's gone right now. It's gone for quite some time. I go to Las Vegas again for the DICE Summit, 11 February 2020. DICE is again a big conference, has about 700 to 1,000 attendees. And this is, they've got dragons and Chinese decorations in the lobby. All right. Oh, this is my favorite. Catch COVID. The restaurant is called Catch. Probably a seafood restaurant. There's Dice. Oh, I'm back in Los Angeles, and there's a film shoot that's going on. And this recruiting office for the U.S. Army is actually Buzz, which is a liquor store. It's the best in downtown LA. You should go there. Helms, an old Helms bakery truck. Here's base camp. Here's old, uh, you know, Red Cross vehicles are picking up the wounded. My wife is back home. She goes to this giant party, I think around the end of January. This is, I think, all of her fitness people. And it's a massive party. Again, think of COVID. Oh, yeah, I just put this up because things seemed crazy when you went into COVID. And a lot of the sticker art went crazy too. And this wall was painted because it had been defaced. And this is a good one, El Brujo Curandero, the healing person, the healing God, right? There's still that U.S. Army recruiting station still going on with very old vehicles. This film shoot, I don't even know what TV show this was. I would love to know. 28 February 2020, Purell hand sanitizer. First time I saw it, I took it. This is, I believe, in the Los Angeles airport. All of a sudden, Purell sanitizers were everywhere. New Yorker put this out there. This is Donald Trump as first-time president covering his eyes with a face mask so he doesn't see what's going on with COVID. All right, I got this man with gun, tornadoes, and in the middle it says, Hollywood Reporter, global film industry facing $5 billion loss amid coronavirus outbreak, and that number could grow. And I don't know what the end loss was for Hollywood during COVID, but it was huge. And it hasn't recovered because today people still don't go to the movie theaters for the most part. Code blue for the film industry, right? All right. Oh, there's lots of humorous things that get put out. This is called the Pendejo virus. Symptoms include chronic lying, racist fervor, disbelief in science, painful stupidity, persistent criminal behavior. Help prevent the Pendejo pandemic. Oh, I love this one. Please confirm that you have not traveled to an impacted country. It's like you know, it's sort of funny because people who have traveled to an impacted country, if they answered, yes, I went to an impacted country, may not be able to get on the airplane or go anywhere. So they probably didn't answer right anyway. LAX officials discuss steps being taken in response to coronavirus outbreak. 6th of March 2020. You'd think they were working on it already, right? Monterey County, same day, declares local emergency to prepare for COVID-19. And I put this up. I think I posted this on Instagram and Facebook. It said, you should try and live a quasi-normal life, else you go insane trying to escape something you cannot see. The idea being that coronavirus is coming, you are going to get it, and you may not know what's going to happen. This is one of the images that got shipped out on during COVID, and it's kind of interesting. It's about how everybody was very much into hand washing and insisting that people do hand washing all the time. And it turns out that COVID is not transmitted by contact with hands or other things. It's basically an air transmitted, an aerosol transmitted virus. So this is kind of funny because I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer, and fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing, only I will remain. And this is a picture I got from Dean Ma, former Dean of Architecture at USC, and he's at his winery in Lintong, China, and everyone's wearing a mask except for him, of course, for this picture. That's typical. Oh, this is one I liked. I think I saw this at the headquarters for Unity, which is a game engine company. And it goes, only toilet paper in toilets, no sanitary products, wipes, diapers, key cards, cell phones, hopes, and dreams. And this is 9th of March, 2020, when Peter Jakaris and I were in San Francisco to show off what Athanos had built, a startup I was advisor for again. 9th of March 2020, Hollywood Reporter, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune to film without live audience amid coronavirus fears. You know, it just gets worse. And about that same time when I was back in LA, this is on a door into the back of the Majestic. Downtown zombies walk around all day, asking for time, asking for change, while the homeless do their thing. I just thought it was completely related to COVID time. 10th of March, National Guard is being deployed to a New York City suburb where a 1 mile containment zone is going up around a coronavirus cluster. And of course, that didn't work at all, right? Plus, there's this ancient black hole as heavy as a billion suns pointed directly at Earth. So a lot of us are thinking, okay, coronavirus is to wipe out all the people, and then the black hole will eat us up and it's all over, right? Okay. Same day, coronavirus. Health officials announced a new case in LA County after a resident returns from Iran through LAX. It's really close to home now. It's either that or report of shots fired, right? Oh, yeah. And this came out that same day, which was the swimming contest at the Los Angeles Athletic Club. It's actually called the North American, uh, I forget, now I forget what the acronym stands for. It's the Great Lakes Swim. And actually, I swam 64.9 miles and came in first place in my age group and for the whole contest over five different athletic clubs. I always throw in a picture of what's it look like the weather outside because the weather is, this looks eerie. And the day is beautiful clouds. In Los Angeles, usually it's just blue sky. It doesn't usually have beautiful clouds. So things are different. 11 March 2020. Trump says most travel from Europe to U.S. to be suspended for 30 days amid coronavirus outbreak. Again, at nighttime, those clouds they're looking crazy, and we don't normally have clouds. This is my favorite. The handshake, the greeting that spreads the most germs. The high five transfers half the bacteria of a handshake. The fist bump transfers 90% fewer germs than the handshake. And the middle finger is the number one, 100% safe. Of course, it's silly. And then this is comparing coronavirus to seasonal flu to common cold to show you the different symptoms. And of course, coronavirus is fever, dry cough, muscle ache, fatigue, maybe headache, coughing up blood, diarrhea. They all sound about the same, but this is came out 14th of March 2020. Monterey Airport's a ghost town. There's no one there when I'm trying to fly out back to LA. A lot of art comes out during COVID. This is again like what is it? The Nighthawks at the diner. This time it's nobody at the diner, and I fly over the SoFi Stadium, which is not yet finished, and the LA airport. There's one guy there. This is Terminal 8. There's no one in this terminal but me and this other guy. Oh, well, this is a little bit of humor. This end should point toward the ground if you want to go to space. If it starts pointing towards space, you are having a bad problem and you will not go to space today. I thought that was cute. Beautiful, beautiful sunrises always during this time. There's again another Nighthawks at the diner take. There's nobody at the diner. Again, the clouds in LA during this time are very different every day. We don't usually have this kind of clouds. Lego, coronavirus panic. And of course, those are all, plastic rolls of toilet paper. I thought this is completely awesome. My son and his daughter are very into Legos. All right, 19th of March, 2020. This is Thursday. I am in Los Angeles because I was supposed to do an interview that week for, I think, the vice president of research position at USC. And they told me to please come down. This was spring break week. I was just going to sit at home in Carmel. And I get there on Monday and I send them a note. Where is this interview? And on Tuesday afternoon, I get a note saying, oh, we hired someone else. Sorry. So I'm stuck in LA. My plan, so I'm going to stay there for this weekend, the next week, and then fly home to Carmel, I thought. So, coronavirus update, safer at home. The mayor has ordered residents to only leave home for essential activities, open for more. This is getting scary. All right. This is like the day the Earth stood still all of a sudden. From out of space, a warning and an ultimatum. Coronavirus. This is a very cool moon that night. And it's very interesting. Still, the next day, we have really cool clouds. The cats are stuck inside. They're staying home. There's robberies, assaults, man robbed, man with a gun, downtown LA. Beautiful sunrise. Okay, I'll everyone's telling you, wash your hands, spend 2 minutes washing your hands. Wash your hands. Safety is an act of solidarity. Of course, we have raccoons that wash their hands in our bird bath outside many times here in Carmel. This is the 20th of March. Things are closing down. Orpheum Theater, gone fishing. 21st of March. Globe Theater, after every storm comes a rainbow. The 20th of March, USC announced that all classes were going to be on Zoom starting on Monday. So that was a Friday. I had to get ready to learn how to use Zoom. I couldn't go home to Carmel because I didn't have an office or a place to do Zoom teaching in Carmel. I couldn't do 3 classes, 9.5 hours of teaching from the dining room of my home where my wife and daughter are, and that just wasn't going to work. So I got stuck in LA until after graduation, basically. All right, I like this one a lot. This came out during COVID. It goes, Alexa, how much time is left? And it says 3 hours, 7 days, 41 minutes, and 22 seconds. And he goes, I meant for on my pasta timer. Oh, 2 minutes, 39 seconds. And this guy's thinking, time is left? What is it? What does Alexa know? All right. That's the Alexa tap. They don't make this anymore. It's absolutely the best Alexa ever made. Wish they had something like that now. All right, it's beautiful sunrises in downtown LA. beautiful sunrises, but a big X in the sky from the chemtrails. We are all Edward Hopper paintings now, and you can see this is basically all these paintings where people are sitting alone somewhere. Oh yes, and toilet paper is super scarce. You can't buy it in the store. You can buy industrial toilet paper online from Amazon. That's about it, and it takes, I don't know, 2 weeks to get. So plan ahead. This is Jesus handing out toilet paper. 22 March 2020. This is coronavirus rebels from Florida to France to Australia. Kite surfers, college students, and others crowd the beaches. They're going on spring break no matter what, even if they get coronavirus and die. It's raining in LA. This is late for rain in LA, but it cleans the city. It makes it look good, and it clears up the air. Next day, beautiful, beautiful sunrise again, but still wet city. And I like this one. Fictional masked superheroes, real life masked superheroes. These are all things that came out during COVID. This is all chronological order. This one I like a lot. This is 23rd of March, 2020. This is the 21, 2. This is Monday when everyone's teaching on Zoom. And this is the 110 freeway going south. And it's empty. There's no one on it, taken from a bridge. So everyone's staying home. 24 March, gun store update. LA County Sheriff Villanueva allowing gun stores to remain open during COVID, but must maintain social distancing. Yeah, usually you're in a gun store. You usually don't want to bump into other people, right? I think so. Makes sense. I like this. I thought this kind of looked like an LA County sheriff, but I don't know. This came up on my Facebook feed, I think, if I recall correctly. It's silly. And this one I liked. This is a musician who's got his own Cyclops helmet on. All right. What is this? I have no idea. Came out. Beautiful blue sky, LA. It's gorgeous. But look at this, look at the walkways. All the stores on 6th Street are closed. There is nobody there. There's one guy sleeping on the ground, and it's pretty empty. This is pointing north on South Main Street. This is right next to City Hall, and there's nobody here. If you go into the metro, there's nobody in the metro. There's nobody here. There's like one or two people on the train. They're still taking the train, despite the fact that people think that's the best place you can get COVID. I think this is the 2nd Street Bridge, if I recall correctly. This is the bridge that gets you onto the 110 South. It's empty. This is LA Live. It's fenced off and empty. This is over by the museums. I forget what street this is. It's empty. This is over by the Geary Disney Theater, and it's empty. This is COVID. COVID took everyone off the street. There's no cars. There's like one person in this picture, two baby. And it is Beverly Hills. This is Rodeo Drive, I think. It's empty. This is, I think, another part of Beverly Hills. It's empty. Is that Beverly Hills? Or no, maybe this is, I'm not quite sure where this is. I think I can see the Pacific Car restaurant. So this is different. I don't know. I don't remember what street this is. It's probably Wilshire. Ah, we have a theater, AMC Theater. Silence is Not Enough, A Quiet Place Part 2. What a perfect movie to come out. The theaters are empty. Your movie just came out, Part 2, and no one's going to see it. I still haven't seen it. Not sure it's on any streaming services, and they probably lost $1 billion or something like that. Venice Beach, Windward, empty. Basketball courts at Venice Beach, empty. All right. A lot of the citizen events I got at this time were really crazy. It was Sixth Street and Wall Street. Group fighting. Group fighting became really big. And then we'd be like 100, 50 to 100 people fighting. Right, sunrise, beautiful. I like this one. Jim receives a note under the door and is intrigued, especially because it's the closet door. Yeah, COVID, this is great. Someone's hiding. And then the city managers and people all over like California learn about emergency alerts that go to every single cell phone and they make a hell of a noise. They wake you up whatever time they want to send this. This is 27 March 2020. Safer at home. The City of Los Angeles Safer at Home order remains in place for LA residents and businesses. We need your help to keep everyone safe and slow the spread of COVID-19. Essential activities like getting groceries and medications may continue. More information and resources to help you can be found at coronavirus.lacity.org. Stay home, stay safe. Again, 27 March 2020. I am teaching at USC. I cannot get home to Carmel because the only place I can do Zoom teaching from is my apartment in downtown LA. Oh, yeah. I want you to die for our economy. Open America today. Whoever that guy is. 27 March 2020. Again, southbound 110 into downtown empty. This is a piece of art by my friend S.C. Merrow. This is the lonely single person sitting on a bench. COVID is like that. This is, I think, is this the 3rd Street tunnel that comes this direction? And it's totally empty. Everyone's wearing a spacesuit of some sort to cover their helmet to prevent COVID from getting them. And I thought this was cool. Everyone has a miniature little car with a glass case that keeps them alive, I guess. Maybe. This is good. Oh, are you attacking from home today? This is everyone's working at home, even the military. Um, Trump's false claims. The president's latest misstatements include denying his own words about governors and medical equipment. Here's our fact check. And there's a nearby incident from citizen man throwing rocks at South Main Street in 7th. So that's always a gunshot or throwing rocks or bottles or someone with a sword. Oh, yeah, here we go. Kofifi 19, 4 more years. This is 2020. Oh, yeah, Facebook certified expert in infectious diseases. This is great. This is sarcastic humor. Everyone on Facebook is an expert in infectious diseases. They didn't need to go to get a PhD anywhere. Sunrises turn red. Ah, here we go. I love this. Kofifi 19. I like this. Trump is the virus. It's like flu. The warm weather will kill it. We have it under control. Anyone can get a test. I don't take responsibility at all. We're close to a vaccine. I'll have the nation open by Easter. These are all official quotes from Trump. 31 March 2020. Stay home and do nothing ticket from Ticketmaster. I like that. Oh, yeah. Your seat is a couch. This is the Pentagon during COVID. If you look at the parking lot's empty. It's completely empty. So people in the Pentagon stayed home. Oh, yeah. And there's all kinds of art, here is someone in a armored suit with glass holes, portals. This is very silly. Ah, this is great. 1st of April 2020. This is the Last Supper on Zoom. That's perfect. When can we dance again? This is art. 2nd of April 2020. This is northbound on 110, going into downtown. Pretty darn empty. This is the Pacific Electric building from inside. Everyone's pulled their drapes. They're hiding indoors, thinking the drapes will prevent them from getting COVID. I think this is a mask that I was wearing, and it's sitting on my table. No, it's on my dresser in my apartment. Oh, and this is one in case you get COVID and you need to get pulmonary postural drainage. It says, lie on a bed that's tilted up, or lie on a bunch of towels, or make yourself a comfortable chair so that you can drain and sleep this way. One easy way to get into the position is lie over an exercise ball. So this is Evidently this person did this during a flu epidemic and did this for um, patients in a nursing home. Oh yeah, here's graduation. Graduation's going to be iPads on robots while there's real people on stage. We actually did graduation did we do? No, I think in 2020 we ended up doing graduation on Zoom. Mask protection efficiency. Everyone's worried about N95, surgical mask, FFP1 mask, activated carbon, cloth mask, sponge mask. What was good? Oh, and I like this one. The bears are looking inside saying, there's people inside. Is this a snack or what? Uh, Daddy's here. What do we do? Daddy has a cough, kids. What do we do? Yes, this is very scary. The problem with doing nothing is not knowing when you are finished. I love that one too. Operation Enduring Clusterfuck, COVID-19. Okay, we've got medicine going after death. This is great. Wake up, steep sheeple. The truth is just so damn obvious. 5G cell tower, vaccine-based 5G chemtrail beam, weaponized 5G bat, COVID-19 mind control beam aimed at toilet paper, New World Order 5G activated nano surveillance roles. This is like crazy, silly stuff. And I saw this, and the very next day I'm looking out my window, and they're installing a 5G tower across the street, right outside the window. You can see it. It's completed on the right. Over there, you can see the cherry picker putting it in. Rare photo of mobile HARP transmitter spreading 5G network out chemtrails with cultivated viruses in it. All of this crazy stuff. People just give up on science and start making stories up, and it becomes crazy world. My building's empty. I'm walking around and around. This building is in a circle, so I can walk around and get some exercise here or go up and down the stairs. This is the library on Penthouse 1. It's beautiful, but no one's there. This is by the elevators. There's no one there. And this chair just sort of symbolizes loneliness of all of us during COVID. 6 April 2020. U.S. stocks opened up about 4% as investors looked to signal signs that the virus outbreak was peaking in some of the world's worst hit places. Day 6. Couldn't decide between starting to write my novel or my screenplay, so instead I ate 3 boxes of mac and cheese and then lay on the floor panicking. Yeah, sounds like COVID times. Wearing a mask in the house. I've had just about all I can take of myself. Oh, it's Easter. Easter. And in Easter, we've got Easter chocolate bunnies with face masks. And this is great. 8th of April through 10th of April. Clap for our healthcare workers and first responders at 8 p.m. And this is by the Downtown Los Angeles Neighborhood Council, DLANC. And that group is completely awesome. And I have to play this because this is important to see. I'll play this video. It's 8 o'clock. We have a DJ playing loud music. Everyone's opening up their windows to hear. They're hollering. This is so cool. I'm going to leave this on. It's about 3 minutes long. So on the second floor, there's the light on, but that apartment is empty. This is the Santa Fe building. We're looking at everything. And it's just people screaming for joy, saying, "We're still here. We are alone. We're hiding from COVID, but we still want to connect to you across the way." And they do this every night. They do this 8 to 9 until I wasn't going to the night. I have the 8 and it was just great to see this happen. In COVID. Move to the next day. This is the time. Everyone is, it's the end of the DJ. Cars are coming by honking. People are turning lights on, lasers. COVID time. Locked inside, this is what we have to do. Okay, 8th of April, 2020. California woman shares personal COVID-19 battle through journaling, including detailed symptom descriptions. So, yeah, people have done that. This is kind of why I'm doing this video. Again, it's COVID memories. What was going on during then? And LA is beautiful because the streets are empty, because no one's driving, the skies are clear. When LA doesn't have people driving and the smog being generated, it's beautiful. Everybody gets a UV sterilization box. I ended up with this one initially, and then I got a hard one, which was way better. So I was able to use for masks and for my CPAP hoses and things like that. I still have one. Oh yeah, this is Despair Comic. See if there's anything good on. And she goes, why bother? This is how people felt. Oh, this is great. In 2019, stay away from negative people. In 2020, stay away from positive people. Yeah, that's great. It's cute. And there's toilet paper art. Toilet paper art. There's homemade Clorox wipes. Yes. Paper towel roll cut down with center removed. 1 quart of water mixed with 4 teaspoons of Clorox. I'm done chasing these damn wipes shared from another post. The real truth of the matter is, where did you get Clorox? Because you couldn't order it from anywhere. You couldn't buy it in the store. I think I could get Clorox months later from Amazon. I love this. Easter Bunny making masks. Oh, and this is Trump. I think the doctor will agree that leeches have done very well in the past. Powerful leeches, remarkable leeches, and people have been cured. That's what I will tell you. Beautiful leeches, spectacular leeches. We're also looking into how much it'll cost to dangle patients off the edge of the earth above where the dinosaurs live, because I have a feeling that the virus hates the sound of screaming. It's just a gut feeling, but hey, I'm a smart guy. A lot of people will tell you that, and I like hope. This is craziness. Ah, here we go. Easter eggs with masks. Don't forget to wash your hands. Your hands are in the washing machine. The real question is, at least one of them had to leave their hands on to be able to open the washing machine, right? 13 April 2020. This is southbound 110 freeway into LA. It's at night and it's dark and there's no one there. Okay, here's masks that look like bacon. Okay. This is Donald Trump's signature on coffins. Again, this is all humor, art humor. I thought the world had gone to hell when it came out with this kind of Oreo, but I had to put this in here. Oh, and this is great. New York is also the setting for one of the wildest virus-related conspiracy theories circulating on social media, that the pandemic is masking a military operation to rescue thousands of deformed mole children from the clutches of sex traffickers in underground tunnels beneath medical tents recently erected in Central Park. Really? Why did the world just go crazy? Oh yeah, I like this. Limit 2 per family accordions. This is wonderful. Ah, toilet paper hoarder. It's a video game. For one action, take all the toilet paper from the city you are in. For another, why not grab all the hand sanitizer too? Okay. Wizard of Oz, transported to a surreal landscape. A young girl kills the first person she meets and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. Okay, of course. You know, this is Pac-Man. Pac-Man is the coronavirus, and he's going to eat people with red hats and turn them into rest in peace tombstones. Downtown LA, by the way, report of a man with a sword. So if it's not coronavirus, it could be a man with a sword. When? When will the virus be done? This is long away. Oh, here we go. This is Clorox, finally achieved, and we've got lemon and ice for the drink. 700 feet away. Report of threats mentioning machete at South Spring and 6th Street. Good thing I only lived a block away. My building has an ATM and they figure you don't want to go outside. So they put together a little store inside of the building where you could put food that you buy. Reported person armed with hammer at 721 South Main Street. I lived at 610, so that's a block away. Sheeple don't want you disinfect, get oxed like the prez says. So again, oh, here we go. Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, uh, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. Supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or the some other way. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute. 1 minute. Is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? These are all quotes from Trump during COVID. Oh yeah, if you go down to the D-Town Burger Bar, there is a new Corona burger. Oh, I will teach you in a room. I will teach you now on Zoom. I will teach you in a house. I will teach you with my mouse. I will teach you here or there. I will teach you because I care. I love that. Dr. Seuss. When the dust settles, we will forever know who we love, what we need, and where we truly want to be. Wait for it. More beautiful art from COVID. Okay, here we are. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Cover up, LA County. Where, when, and where to wear your cloth face covering. And it gives you rules. Required, any essential business, grocery stores or bank, using a rideshare service, riding public transportation, not required, walking or jogging in your neighborhood, taking your dog for a walk, hanging out in your yard, but be prepared to carry your cloth face mask with you. Across from me at the Santa Fe building, we started seeing people sunbathing on these edge of they're after the window ledge and outside of the building. I think these guys are on the fourth floor. So if they fall, well, they're smoking cigarettes and drinking there anyway. There was a woman the day before who was sunbathing there and she falls asleep. I'm hoping she's not going to roll off. This is my apartment. I turned it into art because I thought, well, we should put that in there. All state and local beaches in Orange County must temporarily close. Governor Newsom says it's 30th of April, 2020, and the people in Orange County are still acting like nothing's going on. Harris County mask order, face masks required starting Monday, April 27th through 30 days. 10 years and older must wear face coverings, homemade masks, scarves, bananas. Possible $1,000 fine for not wearing face covering. So bananas, this is ridiculous. Oh, here we go. I like that. That's a great face mask. This is me in a face mask. Turns out this mask is bad because it's got those exhaust fume, which is blow COVID on other people. So I got rid of it pretty quickly after this. Zoom fatigue syndrome support group. Yeah, that's great. Los Angeles downtown decides to put porta potties at every corner because of the homeless need someplace to go. There's 2 homeless people there. Eventually, I think within a week, all of these are torched by neighbors who don't want this in their neighborhood. This is one of this. There are a lot of fires during COVID, 16 May 2020. This is a cannabis oil factory inside a building. This is where I'm built. I finally get home to Carmel. This is where I'm going to build my office. I have to get rid of all of those boxes somehow so I can have a place for my chair. This is my parents' dining room table, and I'm going to put computers and things there, and I can't put them in until I get rid of all this stuff. It took me, I think, 3 weeks of using all of my recycling bucket, which is pretty big. My neighbor's recycling bucket and the neighbor beside that's recycling bucket. I had to basically take all of the old journals and copies of papers that I had from a 21-year career at the Naval Postgraduate School and just turn them into recycled paper. This looks like a simple mask, but it's really part of a vast liberal Chinese conspiracy to destroy America and subvert white men. I love that. I want you to believe 100,000 dead Americans is a success. This is a still picture of that same fire from before. The New York Times comes out. What is this? Sunday, May 24th, 2020. U.S. deaths near 100,000 and incalculable loss. And they list everybody, where they died, what they were, if they knew, and maybe who their family was. This is the whole paper. I remember getting this and taking this picture. It was just crying, sad. Oh, and I like this piece of art. This is somebody playing golf instead of working on this. We have art so that we shall not die of reality, which is a Nietzsche quote. It's fantastic. when COVID is happening, we understand why. Nobody called, nobody came in, nothing happened, nobody cared if I died or went to El Paso. This is a Philip Marlowe quote from The High Window. I decide, let me take my own picture with my eyes reflected in my sunglasses while I'm on Zoom. You can see I still haven't got rid of all the boxes on the left there. And this is 3 June 2020. This is Beth and Tyrion and Peter. And this is our first time to go out to dinner since COVID started. This is in Carmel. This is Grazings. It was a great dinner. It was wonderful because we hadn't been out in months and months. 5th of June 2020, the engineering school at USC issued this. The plan is that for now, we ask students to come to campus for some classes. All classes will have an online version, so any student who doesn't or can't come to campus will have access. Some classes will also have an in-person version, which we call hybrid. Please be aware that international students must be enrolled in a certain minimum number of units, with a certain number of those units required to be in person. This is a Trump thing. He says international students cannot do their classes on Zoom. They have to actually be there in person during COVID. Fall 2020 undergraduate class will begin August 17th, and final exams will end by Thanksgiving. In Viterbi, we are currently thinking about a model where graduate classes will start August 24th and run on the regular schedule, except that in-person instruction will stop just before Thanksgiving, and the remaining instruction week after Thanksgiving and final exams would be on Zoom. So they wanted the professor to teach the class in a classroom with people while being on Zoom, which meant you had to be the tech person for Zoom. And you had to make sure that you could talk to anything you prepared for the people in person had to be presented up also on Zoom. And if you're trying to teach a game class where you talk to the teams about what they've done, this became really hard, very, very hard. What I found during this hybrid period is there'd be 100 students in the class in the first day, second day of class, and the third day of class. That's 3 weeks in a row. And during the fourth week, 1/3 of the people would come to class, 1/3 would watch it on Zoom in real time, and 1/3 would say they would watch Zoom in the middle of the night because they were stuck in China because of their visa issue. So who knows? I don't think it worked well. Oh yeah, we got this. Giant meteor 2020 just ended already. People hoping for a giant meteor. When will we all be together? Another piece of art. Okay, here's a restaurant, Peking Tavern, which decided to be open about this time in the basement. And they were a wonderful place to go. Still are a wonderful place to go. Oh, and I had to do this certificate of completion for the Health, Hygiene, and Safety for Employees course by USC Human Resources. This is a face mask from SC Merrill. This is a Fisherman's Wharf in Monterey. This is, Sabu Sheikh is his name, I think. This is a picture that I saved, which is people working out in a gym in their own little cubicle. This pool got opened at InShape in Monterey on the 17th of June, 2020, and I was the first person there, and there's nobody but me in the pool. This one's dedicated to all the people that didn't believe in me when I was getting started. That's the COVID virus. Hell in a handbasket, fireworks. Warning, shoots flaming balls. Yeah, of course. Went past this store. It's got face masks in the window. Better 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. I remember all those signs that said stand 6 feet apart. They're still fading away. They're still stuck in the sidewalk somewhere or painted on. People wanted to wear American flags as their face mask. And this one was cool. I forget where I got this. I love this mask. It lasted a long time. Be like the Mandalorian. Never take off your mask in public. This is the way. United came out with United Clean Plus. We've teamed up with Clorox and Cleveland Clinic with the goal of delivering industry-leading cleanliness. This is one thing that happened during COVID. All of a sudden, everybody was cleaning with Clorox. That's why you couldn't buy it as an individual. All the gyms became super clean. So I like the fact that COVID happened because a lot of the gyms still are super clean, and United still is super clean. And this piece of art is awesome. This is a face mask that's a swimming pool because I'm a swimmer, you know. Watch live. U.S. representatives to call for extension of $600 weekly unemployment benefits amid COVID-19. No face masks, $100 fine. Face coverings required. Carmel by the Sea. Carmel Beach is open for exercise only. No fires, no chairs or tables, no tents or coolers, no fireworks. Social distancing enforced. Masks are required. You're on the damn beach. Hardly anybody there. Why this extensive rule set? People started putting little library book shrines outside so you could get books without having to go inside a library. Stay safe, stay 6 feet apart, painted on the sidewalk everywhere. Yeah, and the graffiti just went crazy. Graffiti stickers. This is me outside in downtown LA. This is the homeless encampment. This goes from 11th Street on South Main Street all the way past City Hall up to Temple. And the LAPD City Hall gets told by a court that they can't do anything about homeless encampments and that they have to just let homeless people sleep where they are. But the real truth is, why do homeless people need all of this crap? They don't. A sleeping bag, maybe a tent, and that's all they need. They don't need all this other junk. All this other junk, mass drug sales, is what we discovered in downtown LA. Finally, this gets all cleaned by LA Sheriff Villanueva. He cleans South Main Street from 11th all the way up to Temple. He does Venice Beach, gets all of these people. He uses LASA, Los Angeles Housing Services Authority, to get people into homes. Cleans it up with trash trucks, has them, power wash the sidewalks. And all that happens is he loses his job because the LA County Board of Supervisors say, you're doing something outside of your job description. But thank you, Sheriff Villanueva. When the shooting starts, Donald Trump, May 29, 2020. Restroom is for eating customers only. Okay. Why do they eat customers? Profiles in COVID. You are now clear to visit campus on August 26, 2020. And you had to have this campus day pass every single day. And it just asked simple questions, which is basically, do you have the symptoms of COVID? If not, you get the campus day pass. All right, birthday for one. No one is coming. It is so sad. You are alone. Includes one party blower because that is all you need. Again, COVID is about loneliness. I like this one. 28 August 2020. LA Times. Preschoolers are mask-licking germ bombs, yet few catch the coronavirus, data shows. Well, that's because they're sharing those germ bombs with other people, and it provides them immunity. Don't you understand? I can't believe it's almost September. Time flies when you're stuck at home, broke, drunk, and full of existential dread. 8 December 2020, almost the end of the year. State of California new public health stay-at-home order in your area. COVID-19 is spreading rapidly. Stay home except for essential activity. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Visit covid19.ca.gov. This came to everybody's phone. They love doing that. This is the no masks, $100 fine, downtown Carmel. Here's one, 18 December 2020. State of California, all Bay Area counties now under state stay-at-home order. This builds on previous local orders. COVID-19 is spreading rapidly. Stay home, except for essential activity. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Visit covid19.ca.gov. Okay, 21 December 2020. Report of man throwing plastic signs at cars. I know, they're the wear face mask signs. LA County must quarantine for 10 days in your home or your lodging room, even if you feel sick. All right. I think this is all travelers. That's right. All travelers arriving in LA County must quarantine for 10 days. Who does that? Beautiful, beautiful sunrise. I want to thank all of my friends who helped me get through COVID time, especially SC Merrow, Nala, and Penny, and any of my friends in the Pacific Electric building and others in downtown, and those who opened their restaurants early and their gyms and swimming pools early. And this is just going to be 2020. I'm not going to get into 2021. This is probably already too long. This is my email, and WeChat address. It's my website if you want to contact me. There are two more pieces of video after this that I didn't want to play during the base talk, but I will play them because they're kind of interesting, and I'll leave them at the back of this for those who have more time. And I hope you enjoyed the COVID memories video, and you guys have a great day. And perhaps you should put together your thoughts about what happened during COVID and what you noticed most about COVID. All right. Have a great day. Bye bye.